So what we're going to look at is how we use the Hungarian algorithm with a non-square matrices. So in the example, we had 4 swimmers and their times for the different strokes. Suppose we get a 5th swimmer who's trying to compete for the team. So now we have more swimmers than places are available, so we need to work out which swimmer would not be successful in the team and would be the one that misses out. So what we do is we first create our matrix, like we've got. So now that we've got our matrix, what we need to do in this case is add a dummy column so that we have a 5 by 5 matrix or a square matrix. So we're just going to add a dummy column of zeros. If our matrix had 5 columns and 4 rows, then we would just add a dummy row. So in this case, it's a dummy column. And now we follow the process of the Hungarian algorithm. So when we look at each row, we won't need to recalculate anything there because each row has a 0, so our lowest value is 0. But if we have a look at each column, if I look in the first column there, my lowest value is 55. In the second column, my lowest value is 58, 52, and 48. So they're the values we're going to take away. So 55, 58, 52, 48, and obviously that last column, the lowest is 0, and will not change that column at all. So we're going to just go through and do that now. And then if you remember correctly, the next step is to then look at covering your zeros. So if I go and cover our zeros, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's one in this bottom row, 5. Now remember, it doesn't matter how you cover your zeros. They might have been in a different pattern. If the number of lines equals the size of your matrix, then we don't need to do any more calculations. So now we're just going to work out, well, what zeros are aligning for what stroke. So in the first column, there's only 1 0, so we're going to select that one. So that is C. We'll complete in the backstroke leg. In the second column, there's only 1 0, so Eric is going to pick up that breaststroke leg in column 3. There's once again only 1 0, so I think it was Alex will complete in the butterfly, and then so the freestyle leg would be assigned to D. So what that tells me is B is the person that is not going to be competing in this relay. So we would just assign who's doing what to finish our questions. So A will do the butterfly leg. C will do backstroke. D will compete in the freestyle leg, and E, so E is Eric, will now do the breaststroke. Once again from here, we could add up our time to see what time was saved. We would also probably write that B is not competing in the medley relay. As well. So if we did look at this time, I remember that the time before was 206 seconds. So just looking at this time, we've got 52, 107, 165. So that would give us 203 seconds. Okay, so by Eric joining the team, it would actually reduce the relay by 3 seconds according to their best times. So just remember, a reminder, we either use a dummy row or a dummy column to make the matrix a square matrix before completing the Hungarian algorithm.